sir. Thank you all for being here today. A little more than 3 months ago, Lindenwood University officially joined the Ohio Valley Conference and will compete as a full member institution starting in the 2022-23 school year. Shortly after, we elevated our men's ice hockey program to NCAA Division I, which will also begin this fall. In the last couple of weeks, our application to transition to NCAA Division I was completed after diligent work from Senior Associate Athletics Director Tom Wagner. The documents were signed by Dr. Porter and delivered to the NCAA. Today, the positive news for Lindenwood University continues to roll in as we announce the next Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics. Led by Senior Vice President for Human Resources, Deb Ayers and her team put together a process that was extensive, in-depth, and ultimately resulted in a huge success for Lindenwood Athletics, the university, and the St. Charles community. To discuss more, please welcome to the podium President of Lindenwood University, Dr. John Porter.
All right. It wasn't that grueling of a process, though, was it? I don't think it was that bad at all. It was outstanding. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here today. And let me just say, members of the Lindenwood Board of Trustees, athletics coaches and staff, members of the Executive Cabinet, and our special guest, the Coomer family, thank you for being here today. This is really awesome. It's an exciting day for Lindenwood as we really enter the second year of our strategic plan. And we launched this last July. We are constantly striving to adapt, build, and engage, and respond to the needs of our students and our neighbors. A vital part of the work here at Lindenwood is enhancing the student experience, and our athletics department is a major contributor. With our transition to NCAA Division I, we will be able to expand our student support services, generate enthusiasm around our top-notch teams, and propel the Lindenwood name forward. Partnering with the surrounding communities, our athletics department gives back in powerful ways through community service, engagement opportunities, and camps. To lead our department with these expectations of excellence takes someone of strong character, a passion for the student-athlete experience, and the industry knowledge to lead our university through this transition. After a nationwide search and conversations with many candidates, Jason Coomer stood out from the rest of these ideal candidates for Lindenwood University. Jason brings a wealth of experience from his days as a student-athlete to his time coaching on the sidelines and serving in athletics administration. He's worn many hats and will lead our Lindenwood Lions with excitement and dedication. As we move into this new era as a Division I institution, competing at the highest levels of intercollegiate athletics, we will be challenged in many ways. However, under Jason's strong leadership and commitment to excellence, I am confident that Lindenwood University's student-athletes will succeed on the fields and courts of competition, in our classrooms, and in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Lindenwood's new Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, and who is celebrating his birthday today. I had to announce that. Mr. Jason Coomer. Come on up, Jason.
Well, I thought I'd get through the day without the birthday bit getting out, but Dr. Porter pulled one by me on that one. So thank you, Dr. Porter. First, let me begin by saying how humbled and honored I am to be here and serve as the new Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics at Lindenwood University. I think now would be a great time to thank a few people for their support during my last 21 years in intercollegiate athletics. But before I do that, I'd like to thank my wife Stasha and Hayden and Lauren who are with us today. Thank you for all your support. I was told very on in my career that athletics is a lifestyle. It's not a 9-to-5. And we are a sports family. We live the athletics lifestyle pretty much every day. Our day-to-day routine on campus, as well as our day-to-day routine with high school sports. I'd also like to thank my father, Tom, who's in attendance today. Without your sacrifices that you and my mother made, I would not be standing before you today. Dr. Porter, again, I'd like to thank you for the confidence to lead this department into the Division I era. This is certainly an exciting time for our institution, and I can't wait to build this with you. I'd like to also thank our Board of Trustees for their support, and more specifically Chairman Don Tuttle and Athletics Committee Chair Gary Shaw. It was very clear early on in my conversations with them the passion they have for the institution as well as the commitment to Division I athletics. And also special thanks to the search committee. It was led by Deb for all the time they put in during this process. There were a lot of hours dedicated by many, and I certainly appreciate the time that was put in. Where is Tom Wagner? Tom, I want to thank you for all that you've done serving as the interim athletics director. He's been working tirelessly and doing a great job, and I'm looking forward to moving this department forward with you. You know, I've had my opportunities to be exposed to some great leaders throughout my career. It all started in 1998, when I told my coach at the time I wanted to be an athletics director. He wasn't only my coach, but also an assistant AD, and he gave me my first student worker job in the athletics department. And what I can tell you was it wasn't the most glamorous position, but I am indebted to him for giving me my start. John Mark Hall is the director of athletics at the University of Southern Indiana, and also someone that I've learned a great deal from over the years. Now, what I will say about that also is while I'm indebted to him, they will be in our conference, and I expect wins against USI. I'd also like to thank Tom McGinnis, who gave me my start as a graduate assistant at Ohio State University. I'd never worked hours that were that long in my life, but when I left Ohio State, I was more prepared to enter the workforce than I ever could have imagined when I stepped foot on that campus. After Ohio State, I want to thank Jean Linty Ponsetto at DePaul University, who gave me an opportunity for my first-time position. Again, I'll be indebted to her for that opportunity. And that brings us more to the present. In 2008, I got a call about a school getting ready to make the move to Division I. They thought it may be a good fit for us to get together and come down. I never thought I'd spend 14 years at SIUE, but that became my work family. And for that, I can't thank Dr. Brad Hewitt enough for the opportunity. I also want to thank Tim Hall, our current director of athletics, who's in attendance today, for his continued support as well, so thank you. Now let's talk about what's in front of us. Transition will not define us. We are a Division I institution, which is exactly where we belong. This will be our mindset starting today. The word transition will not be a crutch, and the bar we are setting just got a little bit higher. Will it be challenging? Yes. Will it be challenging in 10 years? Absolutely. I've yet to have a colleague tell me that it's not challenging. It will continue to be hard, but that's what we want, because when we find success, it will be so rewarding for our coaches, our staff, and our student athletes. So challenge, yes, but we welcome that. As we get started here, we'll evaluate together what's worked, where we have room for improvement, and where the new opportunities may lie. We will have a diverse, equitable, and inclusive department, which will serve us all very well. You know, having the opportunity to lead or to be part of the effort to lead a program into the Division I era is a unique opportunity for all of us. I would say once in a lifetime, but this is my second time going through it, so I won't say that. But whether it's the first or second, the level of accountability does not change for our staff, our coaches, and our student athletes. We will be accountable for providing the best possible experience for our student athletes. Yes, this is a very unique job with amazing opportunities, which is what got my attention immediately. There's no question in my mind, with the facilities we have in place, the coaches and staff leading our programs, and the vision of Dr. Porter, that we will be successful and we will win. When you talk about character, culture, integrity during this process, I shared with those in attendance at the open forum that we will have a solid department foundation. We will not sacrifice our integrity for short-term gains. What this will do will lead to some possible short-term success, but long-term failure. It is not a sustainable model. The foundation will include having a strong culture. The experiences of our student athletes, coaches, and staff are critical. Our people are our most critical resource, and we can never lose sight of that. With regard to our community, we will have a focus on the St. Charles community. This community has a Division I athletics department just up the street. We will have a strong presence, and that being said, I want everyone to know they are always welcome and needed on our campus. As I've mentioned before, this is going to be a fun journey, and we want nothing more than to be able to share it with you. From a competition standpoint, winning championships will be a focus. Winning will not be a hope, as hope is not a strategy, as we all know. We have an expectation of winning here at Lindenwood University. That will not change. It's not one or the other. Excuse me. I want to back up there for a second. That will not change. We just get to do it on a different level now. While winning will be a focus, it won't be the only one. As hard as we compete within the arena of competition, I expect us to compete equally as hard in the classroom. It's not one or the other, it has to be both. Lindenwood has been competing at some of the highest levels nationally when you look at some of the work our faculty and staff are doing. It's only a matter of time before athletics move to the competing at the highest level. I don't know how well you all know Dr. Porter, but in my short term here, I've learned that he's a fierce competitor and wants to win in every facet of the institution. And what Anna doesn't know is we will be filing a waiver with the NCAA to look into any eligibility that you may have remaining. So
Now we're going to lose. Way to go.
I thought I would share that with you today. It's important to acknowledge all the contributions that our former student athletes have given to Lindenwood. I think it's clear that we would not be standing here today and talking about this move to Division I if it had not been for the efforts that came from those before us. I'm asking all of our former student athletes, alumni, and friends to either stay involved or get involved. This is going to be an amazing ride, and now's the time to get on board. We need you in the stands, and we need your support. We're also going to need your input as we make this move. And lastly, I'd like to wrap up with a message to our student athletes. I want you to know how excited I am to serve you. I have a responsibility to put you in the best possible situation to find success. That's exactly what I intend to do. We will be one family and united, and I'll be there to celebrate your success, but also there during those times when you may come up a little short. Whatever the case, we will do this together. Thank you all for being here today, and now let's get to work.
Thank you all for coming. For those media members, if you'd like to interview with Dr. Porter or Jason, please let us know. Otherwise, thanks again for coming. Go Lions.
All right, thank you guys.